Welcome loves, let's make this stylish crop top with basque effect. I've gone ahead to measure all the vertical lines and label them, starting from my armhole. So my armhole is 7 inches, so I'm going to go up by 7 inches after making a straight line. So this is 7 inches for the armhole line, 10 inches the bust point, 13 inches under bust, and 15 inches for the waistline. Then for the dart, I'm going to impute my nipple to nipple span divided by 2, that's 3.5. I'll mark it on the bust point, on the armhole line, on the under bust, and on the waistline, which is also the full length. And I'm going to use my ruler to make all this point a straight line. I hope you understand to this point. So on the under bust, I'm going to take ½ inch at both sides. On the waistline also ½ inch at both sides. Then on the armhole line, I'm going to take ¼ inch at both sides. Then use my ruler to join the waist and the under bust darts together. And I'm going to use my free hand to join it to meet the bust point, just like this. Then use my ruler to slant the armhole dart to meet the bust point, just like this. Then I'll go down by 1½ inch from the side of the armhole line, just like this. Mark it, then use my ruler to make it a straight line. On the armhole line, I'm going to impute my round bust circumference divided by 4, which is 32 inches divided by 4, that's 8 inches. I'm going to add the dart I've taken, which is ½ inch, plus my sewing allowance by the side, that's 1.5 inch. Then on the waistline, impute my round waist circumference divided by 4, plus the dart I've taken, and plus the side dart, that's 2 inches allowance. And I'm going to use my ruler to join this point and label the new armhole. Then from the side of the new armhole, I'm going to curve to meet the dart of the old armhole line, just like this. Then use my ruler to join the side points together. Then for the basque effect, from the waistline, I'm going to go down by 3 inches. Mark it, then use my ruler to slant from the side of the waistline to meet the 3 inches below the waistline, just like this. After that, I'm going to extend the dart to meet the new full length, just like this. After that, I'm going to label with the front piece and cut it out. So watch closely on how I'm going to cut it. After cutting, I'm going to label with the side front and the center front. And this is all for the cutting of the front piece. We move to the cutting of the back piece. Use a ruler to make a straight line on top of the paper to serve as the starting line. My armhole is 7 inches, so from the starting line, I'm going to go up by 7 inches. Then mark the length of the blouse, which is 15 inches, and I'm going to use my ruler to make it a straight line. And label the lines, the armhole line and the waistline, which is also the full length. Then impute 1 inch zipper allowance. After that, from the zipper allowance line, impute nipple to nipple span divided by 2. Mine is 7 inches divided by 2, that's 3.5. I'm going to mark it, then use my ruler to make it a straight line. At the full length, I'm going to take ¼ inch at both sides, and I'm going to use my ruler to slant it to meet the armhole line at the top, just like this. From the armhole line, I'm going to go down by 1.5 inch. Mark it and use my ruler to make it a straight line. And I'm going to be imputing my round body circumference. On the armhole line, I'm going to impute my round bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance. Then I'm going to extend it to meet the new armhole. While on the waistline, impute my round waist measurement divided by 4 plus the 1 inch that we have taken, and that makes it 2 inches allowance we are going to be adding. Then I'm going to join the point with my ruler. I'm going to use my ruler to extend the new armhole line to the center back, just like this, and label with the back piece. And this is all for the drafting of this back piece. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out now. For the dart, you can go ahead and close it up or cut it open the way I just did. After cutting, I'll just label with the side back and the center back. I'm making use of this blue uniform material, so I'm just going to place my paper right on top of it. The material is folded into 2, so I'll place my papers on top of it. And for each paper, I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces each. Then pin it down to keep it in place. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. Like I said earlier, I'll be needing 2 pieces for each paper, so I've got ahead to cut the first one, and this is me cutting the second one. So because the side front is open, that is why we'll be having 4 pieces for the side front, but because the center front is closed, so we'll be having only 2 pieces for the center front, which is for the lining and the material. And don't forget that while cutting, leave 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch round. After cutting out the front piece, we move to the back piece. So here's the material folded into 2. We'll be cutting 2 pieces each. That's total of 4 pieces for both the lining and the main material. So I'm just going to use my pin to pin it to keep it in place, and I'm going to cut it out. While cutting, don't forget to add 1/2 or 1/4 inch round every piece of paper. After cutting, we'll go ahead and cut the straps, and for the length we have 19 inches, but I didn't measure the width, so I'm just going to divide it into 2. So you can make your straps as wide as you want it to be, but I didn't want mine that wide, so it was at least 3 inches wide or something. I didn't measure it. Then we move to sewing the material on the machine. This is the front piece, and for the side front you can see that we have 4 pieces. That's because we have no closed edge. And for the center front we have 2 pieces. That's because one edge is closed. I'm going to keep the paper aside, and I'm going to join the materials together, right side facing each other. I'm going to remove 1 piece from the center front and 2 pieces from the side front, just like this. So one is going to be going for the lining and one is for the main material. So I'm going to be placing it right side facing each other and sew just like this. So guys, watch closely on how I do it, because I can't really explain this part. So just watch me how I'm joining them together. So I'll be joining the side front and the center front together just like this. As you can see the way I place it on each other, I'll just use my pin to hold it to keep it in place, and I'm going to be sewing this particular edge on the machine. Don't forget to sew by 1/4 or 1/2 inch to avoid shortage of material. After sewing this part, I'll go ahead and sew the other edge on the machine too, just like I sewed the first one. After sewing, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to keep it aside and go ahead to sew the other piece. And after sewing, this is what it looks like. We have 2 pieces for the lining and the main material. So I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors to trim the edge. As you can see that the full length edge is not equal, so I use my scissors and trim it. After trimming, move to the sewing of the back piece. So this is the back piece, the center back and the side back. I'll use my scissors to open the zipper allowance part just like this. So we're going to have 4 pieces each because there is no any closed edge. So I'm going to remove the paper. So I picked 1 piece from the center back and 1 piece from the side back, and I'm going to join it right side facing each other. I can't really explain it, but I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say here. So just watch closely on how I'm doing it. So I'm just going to sew it. After sewing, this is what we have. So I'm going to pick another one from the side back and another one from the center back, right side facing each other, and I'll sew again just like I sewed the first one. So just watch closely on how I'm doing it. I'll sew it again just like I sewed the first one. After sewing, this is what we have. 2 pieces for the main material and another 2 pieces will go for the lining. So I'll go ahead and do what I did for this one for the remaining pieces we have left. After that, we have 2 pieces each, 2 for the lining and 2 for the main material. Remember that we're going to be adding our zipper allowance, that is why the 2 edges are open. So I'll just go ahead and impute my zipper allowance on this material. I'm going to impute 1 inch zipper allowance at the edge there, at the center back, 1 inch. I'm going to measure it down. I'm going to use my machine to sew it on loose stitch because I'm going to be losing it when I want to fix the zip. So I'll just measure the zipper allowance. I'll do it on both the lining and the main material and sew it on loose stitch, and I'll come to show you guys. After sewing, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to sew it on loose stitch for both the lining and the main material, and this is what we have. This tutorial is a bit confusing because I'm making use of the same fabric for the lining and the main material. I'm sorry about that. It was hard to differentiate from the lining and the main material. I just hope you understand what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to bring one part of the front piece and place it on one part of the back piece, like right side facing each other, just like this. I'll pin them together to keep it in place, and after pinning them together, we're going to impute our round body circumference. At the top, I'm going to impute my round body circumference divided by 2, which is 32 divided by 2, that's 16 inches. I'm going to mark it and what we have left, we are going to measure it. We have 2 inches left, so I'm going to divide that 2 inches by 2. That's 1 inch. So we are going to add 1 inch at both ends of the top. I'll do the same thing for the waistline. My waist measurement divided by 4. Then what I have left, I'll divide it by 2. Then I'll give equal parts to both sides of the material, just like I did for the upper part. After that, I'll use my free hand to join the points of both sides, and I'm going to use my machine and sew it side by side and come to show you guys how it's looking like. After sewing, this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and sew the other part like I sewed this first part, and this is what we have after sewing the other part. I'm just going to trim the excess by both sides, and after sewing there was some places that are not equal, so I'm also going to trim the side that are not equal. I'll do the same thing for the both of them. And after trimming, open up the zipper allowance that I sewed in loose stitches. I'll open up the zipper allowance for both the lining and the main material. So move to the sewing of the straps, and these are my straps. It is 4 in total, 2 for the back and 2 for the front. So I'll go ahead and sew it and come to show you guys. This is the straps after sewing them. I just folded it and sewed the open edge. So this is how it's looking. I'll go ahead and turn it to the right side. After turning everything, this is how it looks like. So I'll just be showing you how I'm going to be attaching it to the blouse. So this is the blouse. I've already go ahead to place the lining and the main material on right sides facing each other. I place it equally on each other. So I'm going to be placing the straps inside. I'll fix the straps inside a bit far from the dart, just like this. Then I'll pin it down to keep it in place. Then for the straps of the back, I'm going to fix it away from the dart, just like this. After fixing the straps, I'm going to sew round on the blouse, like 1/4 inch round. So after sewing, this is how it looks like. I've got ahead to sew it with about 1/4 inch round, and I left a space at the zipper allowance open a bit to pull everything out, to pull the right side out from that part. So I'm going to notch every part I've sewed round, just like this. After notching everywhere round, I'm going to pull the right side out, just like this. After turning it out, I will sew the open part. I'm going to sew it in, and this is how it looks after sewing it in. So I'm going to be adding a zipper to this blouse, so I'm just going to fold it to the wrong side and measure 1 inch zipper allowance, just like we added when cutting on the paper. So I'm going to measure 1 inch, make it a straight line, and I'm going to sew loose stitch on it. The loose stitch is just like a guide to sew your zip on. I'm still going to loose it up to attach my zip. After sewing, this is what it looks like. I'm going to open it up and attach my zip, just like I said earlier. After losing it, I'm going to attach my zip on the lines the stitch is brought. On this line that the stitch is brought, I'm going to attach my zip on it, just like this. So I'm going to be attaching the zip from the end of the zip because I want it to be a removable blouse. So this is me sewing the zip. So just watch closely. Now I'm attaching the zip. After attaching the zip, this is what it looks like. So neat and beautiful. And we have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching. Like, comment, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any question about this tutorial, leave it in the comment section. I'll do well to answer all of them, and I'll see you in my next one guys. Love you, bye.